What's up, y'all? Marjack79 here. We are back again today to do another SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z action figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Frieza third form. We picked him up from Hobby Genki. He was about 80, 90 bucks retail, if I remember correctly. I don't know for sure. You know how it goes when you order these figures like months and months in advance. You know what, man? I just forget how much I pay for them because I'm a responsible adult. Just the grown 35-year-old man who loves Dragon Ball, who's trying to relive his childhood by adding all of his classic characters to his show. That's right. Brown box, y'all know the drill. Nothing's fancy. Why do people keep these? You know? I don't know. Let's crack it open and see what's going on in here. All right, peeps, now we're back. Now we have our third form Frieza out of the brown box. And get a look at him here. Turns out good. Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations Bandai, ages 15 and up. Tamashii Nations official seal of approval. Very nice. Get him out of the box here. Looks like he comes with some extra face sculpts, an extra tail, another Namekian Dragon Ball. Makes sense. To the side here. Cool. Spin it to the back. Frieza, third form, super modeling. They can power up. That's a large head, very large head. Has a death beam, a spiked death beam, so that's pretty cool. That's new than the first form Frieza and the final form Frieza. So spin it to the side here. Anything at the top? Nope, just that head. That's a whole lot of head, boy. Spin it to the bottom. All right, enough dawdle. 2 minutes of it. Let's crack this baby open and let's get started here, man. And now we're back, man. And let's take a look at third form Frieza. Let's get a look at these accessories first. Comes with 2 death hands for both sides. Comes with 2 regular key blasting hands. Here's our death beam. Comes with 2 pointers to his tail. Here's the tail itself. It will attach to the back of the figure, of course. We have the 6-star Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, very cool. With a smiling face, screaming blast face, and some cuffed hands, some folding hands, typical with Dragon Ball. I don't think there's a character in the entire series who doesn't make that stance at one point or another. Maybe Goku is about it. We have the pointers, an extra helmet. Can't tell if it's extra or if it's different. Because sometimes they include stuff like this because it's like a manga version and an anime version. Or it could be specific to these 2 face sculpts as well. But I don't know the exact reasoning that we get an extra one of these. So let's take a look at the figure itself. Look at the face there. Looks okay. Kind of got some dirt on the eye there. We'll see if that can be wiped off. That's unfortunate. Got a scratch on the nose there. Okay. Top of the head looks okay. Shoulder pads look okay as well. Arms, you see the definition. No shading, of course. The legs look okay. Torso's fine. I got the shin guards there to the toes. No articulation in the toes. Spin it to the back here. Still got some plastic that I didn't take off there. Spin it to the top, the back. So obviously if you have the head pointed kind of downwards here, it's kind of top heavy. But if you kind of lean it upwards a little bit like that, then it makes it a little bit more easier to manage. Got another horn there in the back. Looks like, oh, okay, so these little horns here, they're not for the tail. These plug into the back of the figure here, so duly noted. So obviously the tail's going to plug into there. I forgot that Frieza got his tail cut prior to getting this form in his second form, and he didn't grow his tail back until he got to the final form. Whew, that's some Dragon Ball knowledge right there, boy. Debate me if you think I'm wrong. Back of the hamstrings there, I like the definition. Back of the calves, very thick, very nice. Okay. I'm going to take a look at this helmet piece here one more time. Is this longer or is it exactly the same? No, it's exactly the same. So I'm not sure. I don't know, man. So, okay, let's plug the stuff in here, and then we'll run through his articulation as well. Okay, so let's take the tail here first. We'll line up the peg. And that should plug in as such. There you go. Plugs right in there. Okay. Then we'll take this horn here. Look at your patterns. Feature squares. Feature squares. So if you look closely, it'll have the right side on the bottom there and the left side on the bottom here. So keep that in mind so you don't break your stuff. All right. And as you can see, once you got the main, just make sure they are sturdy, plugged in. Very nice. So once they're in, they're in. So if you want to switch out a face sculpt, use this unplug. Right. There you go. So just unplug that. Then the face will just unplug like such. Then you can take another one. That should plug into your smiling face. Specifically plugs into the other mantle here. See how the circle holes match in with the holes here. So keep that in mind. Bing. And then the screaming face looks like also matches into the big one here as well, where this one is specifically for the one that it came packaged with. So there you go. So let's match these up here real quick. Just one more. See if there's any difference between the two of these. I kind of feel like there's more purple in this one. Yeah, it's more purple in this one than it is this one. This one, I don't know why. Again, don't ask me why. So yeah, I think like it's slightly more purple. And the more I look at it, I feel like I'm going crazy. It could be exactly the same, but just, you know how you like look at something for so long, it just starts to look different. I think that might be what's happening here. But I don't know. I think it looks different now. So let's take that. We'll line up our peg, plug it in as such. Don't freaking break it. Yeah, don't do that. So once you get that in there, then you can take your face. This is such an odd design for a character. And there's your finished product once you get that in sturdy as such. So, okay. So now if you want to plug the Death Beam fingers into one of the hands here, I think you just take your hand and your Death Beam and you just plug it in as such. Simple enough. So we're definitely going to be posing this with one of the Death Beam hands for sure. Then we just unplug a hand there, such, beam, and plug in our hand. And careful with this Death Beam here, the points are sharp. Very nice. Yeah, I'm really liking that a lot. And obviously the arms would disattach from the forearms here. So if you wanted to plug in the folded hands, but I don't do that anymore because I feel like that's the easiest way of how you break these figures. So, okay, let's go through some articulation here. Start off with the tail here. You have a bend at the bottom here. Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. Rotate that 360 degrees. Same thing with here and go up, down, side to side. It's a butterfly hinge. So if you rotate it correctly, then you'll be able to get a full range of motion. And then you can also rotate up and down as well. So you can obviously get him that leaning pose with his tail if you would so choose, like such. Now let's do, as you already can tell, his shoulder pads are up, so you can get that full range of motion on the shoulder there. As you can see, shoulder can be shifted upwards, shifted downwards, pushed forward. It's on that new shoulder blade hinge as well, so that can be pushed fully forward so you can get that full range of motion. Push that back in, shifted downwards, bicep swivel 360, elbow joint all the way up, down, and no rotation on the elbow. You do have rotation on the wrist, of course. So you also have rotation on wrist gauntlet as well. So that is cool. Now obviously the wrist can also be pushed upwards, backwards, tilt, and tilt. Torso can be tilted to the left, tilted to the right. Be careful with that. That does reveal a pretty nasty gappage there. actually, while we're at it. Oh, and if you remember from the beginning, the other Frieza face had that dirt on the face. As I'm just naturally going through it, and I did rub that dirt off there. So keep that in mind. That was just nothing serious. So it can be pushed in with the ab crunch as well. And backwards. Get out of here. He does have an ab swivel as well. Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. The figure is stopping me from going 360 degrees, so do not force that. It does feel like it will break, so do not force that. Step back down, and then, of course, then go through the head. Head can be pushed all the way down, back, tilt, and tilt. And like I noted before, to probably to get it to stand a little better, you probably want to keep that pushed upwards, because if you push it back like that, it's going to make it top heavy. You just have to pose the legs correctly if you want him to stand. Legs, kick forward, kick backwards, all the way, out. Hip can be pushed forward, pushed backwards. Thigh, rotate that 360 degrees. Knee, all the way up, 90 degrees, backwards, straighten back out, ankle, up, down, tilt, tilt. No toe hinges. That's kind of sucks. I wish he would have some toe articulation too, but because beggars can't be choosers, I guess. So, all right. It comes out good, man. It really does. I'll get him into this death beam pose here. Not really going to have him in a too extravagant pose there. Just something to, match up with the other Friezas. Now, we will definitely do a comparison with them here shortly. But first, for a height comparison, since that's what everybody's freaking out with this figure. Here's him standing next to Kaioken Goku. And keep in mind, guys, Frieza's not that tall. Only his second form was like gargantuan, kind of reminiscent of King Code. But the remainder of his forms, according to the manga, are pretty short. Well, I don't know why people are freaking out about that. But, that is accurate to the manga. So, he's never been like taller than Vegeta or Goku. He was always shorter. So, yeah, man. People just like to get mad at anything. Let's do a comparison with Vader here, a Black Series. You see, so he stands about 5 inches tall next to this 6-foot Vader. This is a 4-inch Jack-specific Mario, so obviously he's not going to be as short as the Mario. Makes sense. So, height comparison matches up well. Okay, and now we are back, man, and now we have all of our current Friezas on the review shelf, and that is looking so cool, man. So cool. We have our Golden, our first form, final form, second form, and now our new third form. So sweet. So as you can see, the height comparisons, this Frieza natural height, he grows super tall in the second form, then he gets a little bit shorter on the third form, and then he cracks all that shelling apart to reveal his final form. So it makes sense if you look at it from this perspective here. It makes sense, man. So I like it. I really do. Yeah, I know I didn't really go through a whole lot of posing, though. Hopefully y'all can forgive me for that. But this video is already long enough. Just wanted to show you that if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, Dragon Ball Super, obviously this is a must-have for your Evolution of Frieza collection. Gotta have it, man. He whooped the shit out of Piccolo. That's really the only person he fought. I think he fought Gohan, too, but didn't really work out too well for him either. So, yeah, definitely happy to have this version of Frieza. I can't wait to get Cyborg Frieza so we complete our Z evolution of Frieza. So, okay, that is going to do it, man. So let's go ahead and let's move this stuff to the museum, and we will begin to close out here. And now we're back, peeps, and now we have our third form Frieza added onto the shelf. And look at that, man. That comes out wonderful. Oh, my goodness. So good. Frieza Force on the shelf there. Gotta love it, man. Oh, this is a Dragon Ball fan's dream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Must have. Absolutely a must have for sure. All right. Get a look at the finished shelf here. Stay tuned. We got one more Dragon Ball figure to end out the week here, so stay tuned for that. That is going to do it, my friends. So as always, if you appreciated the video, if you like what I'm doing here, we tend to review at least about 99.9% of all of the Dragon Ball SH Figuarts figures that get released. There is a chosen few that I don't do, but Every character that did some fighting in the series, we definitely pick up and review here on the channel. You are exactly in the right place. So you can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, my friends, thanks to you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Catch you guys later.